Good morning, children. This is Imran sir. See, today I am going to teach you the second chapter of your syllabus, that is Fire and Ice. See, I have written the headings out here. You can read it. Out here. This poem has been written by Robert Frost. It is one of the finest poems of Mr. Robert Frost. This poem got published in 1920. This man was a poet as well as a dramatist. Before going directly towards the poem, let us go for the brief introduction of this gentleman, that is Robert Frost. Robert Frost was born in 1864 in California and he died in 1963 in Massachusetts. This man generally took the settings from London. The settings of his poems or plays have been taken from the rural background, the rural areas of London. This man Robert Frost has used some very simple language, plain language, for a wider network of readers. Like there are so many authors, there are so many playwrights, there are so many storytellers. They use very tough language that is beyond the understanding of simple men. But unlike them, this man has used very simple language that is called colloquial language. American colloquial language means somewhat the informal language which we use in our day-to-day life. So that kind of language this man has used in his poems. So and after this, this man has depicted in his poem the various themes of society, the various problems of society. Like we can see in that poem, The Road Not Taken, the illusion, the dilemma which comes into brain of a man while taking two decisions. Or you can read his another poem, Stopping by Evening, Stopping by a Snowy Wood in Evening. So in this poem also he has showed some kind of problems or some kind of themes that is related to society. Like a person has to do a lot of things before he dies, miles to go before he sleep. So we can say that in his poems, be it The Road Not Taken or some other poems, he has depicted so many social themes of society. Here also in this poem, he has depicted some very important themes, some very important things of our life, that if the world has to be a beautiful place to live in, that the negativity, the ill will, we must take out of our brain, our mind and soul. Only then this world will be a beautiful place to live in. See, and this after this, one important thing I'm telling you. This man has been nominated, or this man was nominated 31 times for Nobel Prize, but unfortunately he could not get. So it was this was some brief introduction of this man, and now come on directly to this poem Fire and Ice. See, this Fire and Ice is not talking about these two things, fire and ice, we generally see in our areas, like Gulf flames and ice, cold materials. This point doesn't talk about these kind of things. Here, fire and ice has some deeper meaning beyond this simple literal meaning. Fire represents fury or extreme kind of anger, and ice represents hatred. So the poet is saying that if any person has these two things, then the whole world will be disturbed by that person. He is saying that if the world has to be finished, if the world has to come to an end, if this world has to be perished, then the fire is enough, the fire is sufficient. Generally what we see here, that during scorching heat season, when temperature crosses 40 degrees Celsius in our area where we live, or when it blows very heavily, generally we see that the fire takes into its gulf so many things and it leaves nothing. The things turn into, the things like buildings and huts, everything turned into acid. In the similar way, the poet is saying that if a person has extreme kind of anger, or if he is very furious person, so surely he will bring so many problems in society. Like his behavior, his act will be a very detrimental factor. It is not only the fire, the extreme anger or fury is not limited to one person. If the whole world has such type of person, or if the number of such kind of persons increases, so surely the world will be a very disturbing place. The people will have so many problems. So the poet is talking about these things, that no, these things is not good things, and if the world has to be a peaceful thing, then the fire, or that is extreme kind of anger or furious mindset or furious kind of tendency, attitude of a person must be taken out. Only then the place, the earth, our planet where we live, it will be a beautiful place to live in. Now the second thing is this, he said that ice, he's talking about ice. Ice doesn't mean the cold things or cold material or cold substances. Here ice means hatred. Ice symbolizes, or the connotative meaning or the figurative meaning of ice is hatred. Hatred here, what is saying that if the world has to be finished twice, or if the world has to come to an end second time, then after the fire, ice is also second detrimental things. Ice can also finish the whole world. Ice means hatred. See, generally what happens the place where we live or anywhere in the entire world, whether be it India, England, America, or in other parts of the world, where the people love each other, there is harmony, there is brotherhood, there is sisterhood. The people have very good feeling of living in this world. But if, on the other hand, if the people start hating each other or fighting with each other, or people start creating ill will or negativity about against each other, surely there will be some problem like civil war or some other things also. So surely this kind of things like hatred will also act as a very disturbing agent, and this also have a very negative impact on the place, on the society where we live. So the poet is talking about these two things, that if the world has to be a beautiful place, if the world has to be a very good place to live on or to live in, surely these two things like extreme anger and hatred must be taken out of our brain, out of our mind and soul. Only then we will be very happy, our society will be very happy, and the world will be very happy. So this is the central idea of this poem. This poem is not only talking about fire and ice, but through the fire and ice, the poet is saying a very good message. The poet is giving a very good message that these two things like extreme anger and hatred must be taken out of our heart and soul. Only then the place or the society or the area, our neighborhood, our companion, our company where we work, or the place, schools, factory, wherever we work, it will be a very nice place to live in. So this is the central idea or theme of this poem. Hope you would have understood this. That is all for today. We will see tomorrow in the next class some other details of this poem. Thank you so much. Thank you.